Hey, and welcome to r/EntitledParents, the subreddit that really makes you worry for the future because if behaviors like this are inherited or learned, then we're all doomed. Let me cut off your hair. The first thing you should know about me is that I have extremely long, naturally red hair, and always have. It's led to so many run-ins with crazies in my life, but this one has always stood out to me, so I will do my best to paraphrase what was said. I was 13 years old, and I was waiting for a friend to come out of the bathroom in the mall. An old entitled woman, EW, with fire truck red hair and her equally as entitled friend, EF, approach me and start touching my hair. EW: Oh my, would you just look at that hair? My granddaughter's is almost as long as this. EF: Yes, oh my gosh, except hers isn't this lovely color. Me: Oh hello, thank you so much. EW: Wow, I have just been looking to get that color for ages. What do you use, sweetheart? Me: This is just my hair, but thank you. EF: Nonsense! Look at all those shades in your hair. Honey, you obviously got highlights. EW: Yes, it was a good job too. So what salon? Was it? Names random salons in the area. Me: I'm sorry, this is just how it grows. The highlights are from the sun. We're in. EW: Well, if it's real, you'll just have to give me some to take to my dye specialist. With this, she reaches into her purse, takes out some tiny nail scissors, and actually tries to cut a huge chunk of my hair. She's holding my hair tight and tries to cut way more than a little lock. I rip my hair out of her hands, ouch, fast enough that I don't lose hair to her tiny scissors' wrath and take a few steps back. Me: Stop! You can take a picture if you want. You can show it to your guy then. EW, still waving the scissors around: Absolutely not. The lighting will not be right. I can't get those highlights in a picture. The dye specialist has to know exactly what color. EF, getting very loud: She's obviously lying. The selfish brat doesn't want to admit it's fake. Come on, where did your mom get this stuff? People are starting to stare, but I'm too panicked to ask for help. They start getting closer to me, and EF makes a grab for my hair now too. I feel bad for leaving my friend, but I just run away until they're out of sight and text her that I'm waiting for her at Claire's. She obviously understands once I calm down and tell her what had just happened. I was genuinely a little rattled from this whole experience, especially because they looked like such nice old grandmas. I couldn't believe someone felt entitled to a girl's hair. To this day, the sound of scissors near my head freaks me out. Let me know if this belongs here. I figured entitled grandparents were also technically entitled parents. I posted this previously on other entitled subs and it started getting stolen, so I figured I should post my own here. Look, red hair is really beautiful, so I can understand wanting to have that hair color, but how on earth did she think it was acceptable to try and cut a stranger's hair like that? Besides, even if she did manage to cut a chunk off, I highly doubt that a hairdresser would be able to match the color exactly and make it look natural. But then again, I've only used boxed red dye, so maybe I don't know what kind of miracles can be performed in a salon. Be an a-hole to the cashier? Enjoy disappointing your kids. Xpost r/petty revenge. This happened a few years ago, but I was telling a friend about it and thought I'd post it on Reddit too. Context is a bit long, but bear with me. I used to work in a liquor store. Legal age here is 18, but we need to ask anyone who looks 25 or younger for an ID. This was a Tuesday evening, and I was working alone since Tuesdays are usually pretty calm and my coworker was on break. In comes entitled mom and her two twin children who look like they're about 16 years old. I usually don't mind. People come in with their kids all the time, and sometimes parents buy alcohol for their adult kids since it can be expensive. What I need to do, however, is look at them because I need to make sure she's not buying for underage kids. And lo and behold, she's not buying a bottle of wine for herself. Instead, I see her two kids pointing at different vodkas, rums, and mixers. The mom comes to the register and puts down her bottles. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'll need to see your children's ID, I say. She just scoffs and says that it's for her, and that I should get on with it. Ma'am, I answer, I've clearly seen you pick the bottles your children asked for and heard you consult them about what they wanted, so I need to see their ID. She's already starting to raise her voice and tells me that, okay, the bottles are for her kids, but they're both 18, they just forgot to bring their wallets since she was buying. Even though it's a Tuesday, with only one register, there's a lineup starting to form. I tell her that these things happen, but I need to see proof of age, and without ID, there's not much I can do aside from keeping her bottles at the register until she can come back with one. Entitled mom is pissed. She tells her kids to go wait in the car while she deals with me and starts to yell once they're out, saying that I'm calling her a liar and that she wants to speak to my manager. I calmly tell her that my manager isn't here since it's almost 8 p.m., and that even if he was here, as the person who witnessed her in the store, I can refuse the sale even if he directly told me to approve it. Entitled mom then goes on about how it was their prom yesterday and they deserve to be able to have a small party with friends. Kids here finish high school at 17, or 16 for the really younger ones, so she basically admitted that her kids were in fact minors, and I gleefully make her aware of it. Entitled mom calls me an idiot, tells me to go F myself, and leaves while flipping me the bird. I apologized to the clients in line and motioned them to come to the register while I pick up the phone. Usually I let things go, but not this time. What the EM didn't know is that our stores are divided in sectors and we work at multiple ones, so I know every employee in the vicinity. While I'm manning the register, I'm also calling the 3 other stores near here and giving them a description of the entitled mom and what she wanted to buy to make sure none of the other stores would sell her what she wanted. The day after, one of my coworkers is someone who is working at one of the other stores. He tells me that EM tried to buy booze there and that they refused because they had received a tip that a woman matching her description was trying to buy large amounts of alcohol for minors. I told my coworker about what had happened the day before. I feel a bit sorry for the kids, but we had a good laugh at the mom's expense. Let's all just take a moment to appreciate that sweet, sweet revenge. Also, when will people learn that you should be nice to employees? I mean, 1, they're just doing their job and most likely have no control over what you're complaining about, and 2, they will be nice to you and do nice things when it comes to the few things they do have control over. I mean that and the fact that they're just people doing their job, and you should be nice to them in general, or at least not a complete a-hole for no reason. How dare you not let my child take your $800 pen that you got from your grandpa? Disclaimer. I'm writing this on a computer and English is my first language, so if I mess up, it's entirely my fault. So I enjoy fountain pens, and my grandfather had a really nice pen collection, so when he passed away, I inherited the entire collection because he knew I wouldn't just pawn it. I don't really need the money because I have a job at a machine shop. EM and EK had other plans. Characters, names changed for privacy reasons. EM, lady who had to pick up a batch of parts at the shop and brought her crotch fruit with her because why not? EK, little kid, about 7 I think, who really liked my pen. Me, Mont Blanc enthusiast. Doug, other guy on the shift with me, an ex-convict who learned his trade in the prison machine shop. He's still built like a brick wall though. Now for the story. EM walks in with EK. I need to pick up parts for blank. Alright, please wait here while I grab the parts and the invoice. Doug, can you grab the order? I go to grab the invoice. Here, I need you to sign here and here. Oh, sorry, I don't have a pen with me. You can use mine. I pull out the pen in question. A Pilot Vanishing Point. Big mistake. The pen in question, if you want to know. I know, stupid of me not to have a cheap pen for signing stuff. Mommy, that pen is really sparkly. Can I have it? That's a beautiful pen. Can my son have it? Sorry, no, it's a really special pen to me. It's just a pen. How much could it possibly be worth? About $800. It's handmade, and no, it's not for sale. You're lying. It's just a freaking pen. It isn't just a pen. It slices, dices, and is refillable. I was lying about the slicing and dicing. No. Now, we're almost closed. Could you please sign the invoice and leave? EM looks at the invoice and starts to freak out. Why is it so expensive? Because we're a machine shop. Machining is a skilled trade, and we don't work for minimum wage. Ma'am, we have an entire cost breakdown here. Bullcrap! You didn't make these parts in-house, you ordered it from China. Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. By that point, I had taken my pen back, and she's screeching. Give me the pen! It's the least you could do for your rotten service. Sure, I'll add $800 to the invoice. For free, you dense inbred millennial! Ma'am, could you please leave? At this point, Doug had brought the box of parts out. What's the whole commotion about? This brat stole my pen! Now, Doug knew it was an obvious lie. He knows I like my pens. Ma'am, please leave. He did not take your pen. I know it's his. I'll report both of you to the police. And then she left, without the parts, with a signed invoice. A few weeks later, the company she worked for picked them up when they realized they were gone. Anyway, that's my story. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe, why don't you?